Hello BLT members. Today I'm going to do a quick video. Hopefully it's a quick one. But it's a very interesting topic that I want to touch on. And Mew Mew 1996, or also known as Freddie, has been kind enough to volunteer for this particular video, where we're going to be discussing some of the common pitfalls that we have as traders, especially if you're learning and developing a new strategy. So Freddie, thank you for being open and for sharing such an insightful commentary about your own trading, and in regards to what you're experiencing, the struggle that you're facing. And it's very brave of you, obviously, to come forward. So thank you. Very grateful for this. So what I want to talk about is what Freddie's posted here earlier today. So today, Freddie said, took this trade but closed early. Emotions were telling me I was cheeky and taking a FOMO trade, so I had the inclination to take profits early, as I felt this wasn't a trade I deserved. I only had a pattern on the 1 2 3, arguably equal highs too, but they were not as equal as I had hoped, so I took small risk. I'm finding it very difficult to listen to my emotions reliably. I was hesitant about this trade because I was concerned those equal highs marked out were going to be taken out, but I also had strong emotions that the pattern felt very good, and higher time frame confluences overall were great. I also felt this candle on the 2 hour looked like there was too much upside momentum. Is this just a form of self-sabotage? That I see a good trade, then I look for any reason or excuse under the sun as to why the trade looks bad? Could I be hallucinating and my brain is finding a way to exaggerate any minor negative confluence, which in the big picture is relatively negligible when up against all positive confluences? Had this trade hit stop loss, though, I would be thinking that the part of my brain which was not feeling great about the trade was actually correct. I really would be believing that I am improving my emotional discipline and skill. I am going to do emotional journaling, but I don't know how to do it effectively. I can see in screenshots people's emotional journaling on Notion, and they are using keywords and can select to describe the emotional state before taking the trade. But for me, this particular trade had many conflicting emotions. So I felt anxious about the equal highs potentially being taken out, anxious about having equal highs in the 1 2 3 equal enough, anxious about the momentum of the 1 2 3 phase being too strong on each retracement leg, but being weak when going away from the point of interest, plus that bullish 2 hour, positive about higher time frames, positive about the 1 2 3 correction pattern. But what I struggle with is how to discern what is important and not get fooled by the lizard brain. Wow. As you can see here, Fred was looking at this earlier on today. He posted this chart. We have a 1 2 3 4 5. We have a 1 2 3 4 5. So we've got double boomerang. There was actually another confluence which Diego then drew in that. So there was a few points being made. That's why I wanted to make a video. So let's start off with the first part. So he says it took this trade but closed early. Emotions were telling me I was being cheeky and taking a FOMO trade. So straight away, as soon as the trade was taken, I can tell he was under some level of anxiety, right? So this first thing, this feeling of anxiety when you enter a trade, it basically points to the confidence behind the actual strategy itself. Now, the confidence is normal to be anxious about any strategy when you're learning it, especially after a few weeks. It takes a lot of practice to be so confident with a strategy, um, so confident that you have zero doubt that that in the strategy that it does help, it does increase your confidence, and so there isn't that sort of anxiety when you enter a trade because you've done the job. In fact, let's go. Even had the this is a boomerang one, so the 1 2 3, so the boomerang, the breaker structure, and then the 3, you had the compression pattern into it. If we have a closer look, we can actually see it in a lot more detail here. Look at that entry. So we had the breaker structure here, right? That white line represents the breaker structure. What caused the breaker structure? Some liquidity here. I see some equal highs. Price took out those equal highs on the boomerang. So it was like this was a beautiful trade. Entry was taken, but inevitably, self-sabotage kicked in, and the trade got the trade would have been, what is it, this candle. All right, so this is the 2-hour candle that, okay, I see, it was a bit too bullish, a bit scary. Let's talk about the next point. So straight away there is anxiety. Why? Because there isn't 100% trust and belief in not only the entry, the strategy, but also himself as a trader. And this is normal, guys. I'm not singling out Freddie here. I'm just using this example that we all go through this. And the reason why I'm making this video is because I've been in exactly the same position Freddie has before. And there is a way out, which I'm going to touch on in this video. So because of all this anxiety and sort of feeling as if this was a FOMO trade, like fear of missing out trade, being cheeky and having a fear, but the thing is, it's like there's obviously some conflicting belief here. There's a belief here that this is a belief, being cheeky, right? This is a belief, and also thinking that you're taking a FOMO trade. But how is this a FOMO trade if you follow the rules? This is a valid boomerang 1 2 3, right? There's no FOMO in taking a valid trade. So this is a belief right here, right? So I had the inclination, belief, to take profits early, as I felt this wasn't a trade that I deserved. Again, another belief, right? This belief here has a source, right? This belief comes from somewhere, okay? Now the trigger to this sort of belief, I mean the emotional trigger of feeling anxiety and everything like that, is obviously from the price action itself, from what is happening. So I only had a pattern on the 1 2 3 only. Wow, only had a pattern. I mean, this is the pattern you need. This is the entry that we've been teaching everyone. This is the entry you should be taking. This has an edge. We've back tested it. We trade it ourselves. Diego and I trade it ourselves. This has an edge, but the belief is not there again. So that's why he took low risk. So already I can see that Freddie and a lot of you will be experiencing these sorts of emotions. Why? Because you haven't put enough work in. You haven't back tested enough. You haven't simulated enough. You haven't simulated all of these emotions. This is the kind of stuff you should be going through during a simulation, right? You're gonna experience these in the simulation, but guess what? It's a simulated environment. It's you're using virtual funds, but you're still getting the same emotions. This time you can actually point these things out in real time. These emotions are exacerbated. And this is why Diego and I, we got on and on and on about the importance of backtesting, the importance of focusing on the backtesting first and then the simulations. You should be backtesting hundreds of examples. You should have an archive of hundreds of examples of the boomerang 1 2 3. You should also be simulating. You should be passing at least 3 evaluations on a simulation. And you need to be journaling all of those trades. You need to be journaling how you feel during those simulations, right? This is why we go on about it. If you guys watch the community, the BLT community webinar that we done recently, I touched on this process, and so to avoid this feeling in real time, you just need to submit to the process. That's it. Submit to what we're saying, because otherwise you're going to experience, this is going to be a limbo, right? You're going to be in limbo experiencing these emotions, and they're just going to get the belief behind these emotions is just going to get more and more cemented into your subconscious, and so you're going to continue to suffer. Literally, like this is the definition of suffering, right? It's painful. I know the feeling. I've been here before, and it just takes. I just decided, you know what? I can't. I'm just not moving any forward. That's it. I'm gonna just focus on backtesting and simulating. That's it. I'm gonna just normal live trading. Just really submit to the process, right? That's what you gotta do, right? He says here, I'm finding it very difficult to listen to my emotions reliably. Yeah, of course. Like it, the voice, the voice in your head, all these emotions. I mean, your mind right now is a highway of different thoughts, thousands of thoughts going in different directions, right? On one hand, you know this is a valid trade. On another hand, on another emotion and feeling, you're having doubts, right? It's just so stressful, and so it causes hesitation, right? It causes anxiety, it causes stress, and so you start finding excuses, right? You start finding reasons why not to enter this trade. But I mean, we teach the equal highs and the equal lows. We teach that, right? But at the end of the day, the entry is the boomerang 1 2 3. If the entry is there, then you should fully trust it, even if there's equal highs up here, like as you pointed out. You need to take that. You need to take this trade because it's got everything else in this trade. So even if you got equal highs here or equal highs here or equal highs 50 pips away, take the trade. It's a valid setup. Take the trade. Doesn't matter. You know, you got to fight. You got to resist these urges, and so this is why real-time trading, when you first learn the BLT strategy and then you jump into real-time sort of trading, even if you're forward testing, man, you're just delaying your inevitable success. Really, you're just delaying it, and eventually some people could end up quitting because it becomes too stressful, right? And then you think, oh, I'm not built for this. Freddie, if you start thinking like that, seriously, give me a call. If you're thinking you're gonna quit one day, give me a call. All right. Any of you, if any of you start thinking that what I'm saying is getting too stressful, you're not built for this, and give me a call. Right, we'll talk it out. So okay, so here's the the 2 hour candle. Is this a form of self-sabotage? Yes, it is. It is. This is pure. This is a really good example of self-sabotage. And yeah, finding any reason. Yeah, that's it. Like the thing is, when you're experiencing all this anxiety, all of this fear of being wrong, right? And you start finding all these excuses, your body is just filled with stress hormones. Your brain releases cortisol and adrenaline, right? And when this happens, your decision making is clouded. Your executive sort of high level decision making, it reduces massively, right? And so it's so difficult to make good decisions under stress. So you have two options. It's either you fight your way through the situation or you run away. It's the fight or flight response. So yeah, it's that lizard brain. It's literally, I'm about to die. This trader is about to kill me. That's what the brain is feeling. Honestly, the brain's saying, no, I can't take this. I need to either fight my way through or I need to run away. And obviously closing the trade early is a form of flight. It's a form of running, right? And you almost feel like relieved when you do that. It's almost like, oh, I'm not in this trade anymore. Fine, it's done. right? There's this feeling of relief. And the reason I'm being so detailed here is because I've been through this so many times. And I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet. I'm just being real. I'm being real. This stuff is painful, but you need to go through it. You need to hear it, guys. Could I be hallucinating and my brain is finding a way to exaggerate? I, w- I wouldn't call it hallucination. This is just more like, no, you're not hallucinating. These are real emotions, right? These are real emotions, real feelings, real thoughts, right? Um, and it's essentially your these reactions to these feelings are very obviously very impulsive, right? Um, but what you should be doing is sticking to the plan. So you should have a checklist for this trade for the boomerang 123. Then you should also have a checklist of how to manage this trade, right? Okay, when it breaks below these lows, maybe I tighten my stop loss by 50%. Okay. When it reaches this level here, let me zoom in. So when it breaks here, reduce stop loss. When it breaks past this low, bank some profits. When it reaches this level of liquidity down here, bank some more profits and then move stop loss to break even. You know, you just have a checklist, a plan of how you're going to manage this trade, and no matter how you feel in the moment, stick to the plan. No matter what's going through your mind, stick to the plan. This is what you should be doing during the simulations, guys. Right, had this trade hit the stop loss? Yeah, of course. Yeah, you would have. Yeah, but they didn't hit your stop loss, right? So you just play. This is just your sort of this is loss aversion. So had this trade hit stop loss, though, I would be thinking that the part of my brain which is not feeling great about this trade was correct. Yeah, so this is loss aversion. So you're just finding an excuse, right? You're this is like your brain saying you want to take control of the outcome, right? Because the uncertain outcome of getting hit on the stop loss, um, or you choosing when you get out, your brain chooses that. Your brain chooses no. I want to be in control of the situation, and I'm going to close this trade early. When you do that, you get this dopamine hit. So it's almost like you're reinforcing that action, that behavior, that belief. Your brain rewards you with dopamine, right? And then you get addicted to making these sort of decisions, right? Because it's obviously you get a dopamine hit. So you get this feeling of relief. Imagine that from being stressed, adrenaline, cortisol in your body to suddenly a hit of dopamine. It's almost like, oh, nice. I needed that. I really would be believing that I am improving my emotional discipline and skill. Yeah, I mean, what you're doing right here, Freddie, is you are journaling your emotions and your feelings in great detail, right? This is emotional journaling. This is great. I love these notes. I really do. Just reminds me of my notes. I've got hundreds of these notes. Um, right. Yeah. Okay. So I felt anxious about the equal highs potentially being taken out. Anxious about not having equal highs on the 123. Anxious about just anxiety. Right. Look at this. Just lots of and lots of anxiety. This is anxiety caused not from the BLT, because I know, Freddie, you only joined a few weeks ago. This is stuff. This is baggage that you're bringing from your previous trading. This is like, you know, live actual money you've lost. You've probably lost a lot of money, or you've blown a few accounts, but you don't feel good about it. Perhaps maybe, Freddie, like many others, you are very smart, very very intelligent. Because when I hear you speaking, you sound incredibly educated, right? You sound very smart with the questions you ask. Are very sort of advanced type of questions, and so what happens with smart people, and I'm a victim of this, and Diego will tell you, that smart people, we like to be right, okay, and when we're wrong, we suffer. We don't like it. We experience disappointment. And so trading for smart people is extremely difficult, okay. And so you need to fight past that. You have to fight past that, and the way to do that is focusing on the process, right? and just just like letting go of the expectation of being right. It's not about being right. It's about following your process. And following your process will make you money. Okay? So, I mean, you feel positive about the higher time frame confluences, about the boomerang 1 2 3, about the pattern in the end. Yeah, of course, because you know the rules. You studied the BLT, and you know this was a valid trade. But what I struggle with is how to discern what is important and not get fooled by the lizard brain. Yeah, this is hard. This is the struggle, and this is an ongoing struggle, man. It takes a long time. It's taken me years to really sort of listen to my own thoughts and just discern which one is my sort of fear-based decisions, or sorry, feelings and emotions, or is it really intuition? At the end of the day, you shouldn't be really trading your emotions or your intuition. You should be trading your process, trading your trading plan, right? And accepting the loss. As soon as you enter that trade, accept it. Accept, I'm going to lose this trade. That's it. Just say, I'm going to lose this trade. I'm prepared for it. I'm going to lose this trade. So let me go find plan B. Let me get ready for plan B. Let me look for another trade. Let me go do something else. I'm going to go meditate. I'm going to go journal this trade. So you check all your screenshots and that's it. Or you stop babysitting the trade. You move on. You do something else. You've done your job. Right. So Daniel Kahneman, in his book Thinking Fast and Slow, he talks about this concept in a lot of detail, and essentially what's happening here is there's a cognitive bias that he mentions in the book. Oh, I need to get this. Oh wait, hold on. I've got a copy of it behind me. Hold on. Thinking Fast and Slow. Where is it? No, I can't find it. I don't have the book in my library for some reason. All right, so this cognitive bias is essentially, look, it basically a negative future outcome is a more powerful emotion than a winning outcome. So losing a trade is more powerful than if you were to win the trade, right? So if you were to do your job and you were to and hit your target and you've done everything that you needed to do, that you should have, technically you should be very positive about that. You should be, really happy about that. But actually, a more powerful emotion and something that is segmented into your subconscious is when you break your rules, when you self-sabotage, every time you make a mistake. Those feelings and those memories, they stick, they tend to just cement themselves into your subconscious a lot more. So negative experiences tend to stay with us more than positive experiences. And this is just a human thing, right? I can't remember what the cognitive bias is on this is called. So yes, this is just the reality of being human. You're gonna focus more on the negatives, right? But that's why you need to put the working on the simulations, so that these positive confluence, this is your tactical game, right? There's a difference between your tactical game and your mental game. So a lot of you, just like Freddie, you have the tactical game, you've got it really well, a good understanding of the tactical, but your mental game is getting in the way of progress, right? It's just like an anchor because you're just not there yet. So you might have really good tactical game, good understanding, but if your mental game is not there, this is what's going to happen. You're going to self-sabotage. Let's just break down this trade real quick because it's just absolutely amazing. What an amazing trade. Look at this. On the H4, we've got 1 2 3 4 5 right on this There was some liquidity up here. If we go head over to a small the 15-minute, we had this up ascending channel, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here. Or was it this one? Or was it this one? Oh, I think it was that one. Right, so we had that one. Then we had the breaker structure, and then we have this this pattern here. 1, 2, 3. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. Yeah. And there was even another one here. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, oh my. Oh my. What a trade. What a trade. Sniper entry right there. At the end of the day, I mean, yeah, there is, you know, you've got all of this momentum, but this is again, this is smart money getting into this level here. This is exactly where they want to get in, right? They know they're about to dump, right? They've already this is obviously the breaker structure is here. I mean, the setup has everything really. And there's a reason why this works. I mean, you've got, this is a classic distribution. You've got your buying climax, then you got your up thrust, you got your sign of strength here, change of character, and then you've got your last test of supply, and then bam, you got your markdown. So this is the markdown. Currently, yeah. This is a 10-hour trade. So Freddie, excellent trade. I mean, trade idea. I know you closed it early, but really well done. Well done on finding this trade. It's not an easy trade to find, especially with this type of entry, right? This is shows that you have a very good understanding of the BLT, but you just need to work on your mental game. So you're going to struggle if you continue. Like forward testing the strategy. You're not forward testing the strategy is not going to sort your mental game out. The simulations, the back testing, that's where you're going to sort your mental game out. And then you need to just be so repetitive and just have so many like journals of your feelings and emotions that you start to spot all these patterns, and then you can focus on finding the root cause of all of these negative beliefs that you have, that we touched on, which, yeah, this is stuff that obviously this is work that can be done with some coaching, some actual sort of personal coaching, but yeah, there are solutions, there are techniques and methods to find what the root cause is, and actually find a way to find solutions. And the best solution at the end of the day is, like I'm saying, is doing enough back testing and simulating, and of course sticking to the process, having a daily routine and just sticking to that process, having your trading plan and sticking to the process. That's it, guys. That's the holy grail right there I've just described. Trust the process, trust your rules, trust yourself. So Freddie, thanks again for putting yourself out there, and yeah, this experience is so important for many people. Right, thanks everyone.